whether you want to concentrate on your business or you want to concentrate on meditation. To get peace of mind or you want to concentrate on any work in the world, it means that you can do any work. It is very important to concentrate on something. Only then can you get success in it. But this work is not so easy, but it is not impossible either. In this video you will hear a story after listening to which you will be able to understand well that our mind is on some work. Why does it feel so, and what do we have to do to concentrate? But for this, first of all, you have to concentrate your mind in this story, and this will be your first step in the journey of concentration. So let's start the story. Once upon a time, like every day, Jesus was teaching meditation to his disciples, and then one of his disciples said to Jesus, I have been very confused for many days. One question has been troubling me for many days. I tried very hard to know the answer to that question, but I could not find the answer to that question. Will you give me the answer to that question? Jesus said yes. Ask what you want to ask. Then the disciple said, Jesus, whenever I drink water, my thirst is quenched, or whenever a person drinks water, if someone drinks, his thirst is quenched. Water works the same for everyone, that whenever someone drinks water, his thirst is quenched. But why does it not happen in the case of meditation when we all do meditation according to the rules mentioned by you? Some of us reach the stage of meditation very quickly, and some people reach the stage of meditation after some time, but there are some who are never able to reach the stage of meditation. This is the only question I have. It is disturbing again and again that when all the people are given water to drink together, and only one water is given to drink, then, by drinking that water, everyone's thirst is quenched. There will be no one whose thirst is not quenched. Then, why is this so in meditation? Why does meditation not work the same for everyone? After listening to the disciple, Jesus said that actually, your question is that when you sit for meditation, why does your mind not concentrate on it? And why is it that some people the mind concentrates on meditation very quickly, some after some time, and some do not concentrate at all? The disciple says yes, Jesus said that lack of concentration in any work is not just your problem, it is everyone's problem. But don't worry, you will get the answer to your question tomorrow. Tomorrow, a person from the village has invited me to his house for dinner. That is why tomorrow, when I leave to go to his house, you also come with me. The disciple said, Okay, Jesus, tomorrow I will come to your house. I will definitely come along. The next day, when the Jesus started leaving, the disciple also started walking with the Jesus. After some time, both of them reached the house of a businessman living in the village. The businessman welcomed both of them and asked them to sit, and he himself also sat with them. Then businessman asked his wife to serve food for all three. All three sat down to eat. As soon as businessman took the first bite, he immediately shouted angrily at his wife and said, What kind of food is this, which has no taste? And in anger, he left the food and went away from there. Seeing all this, his wife became very embarrassed and said to the Jesus and his disciple, Please forgive me. You wait for a while, and I will prepare delicious food for you. Jesus said to businessman's wife, said, No, there is no need for this. Don't worry, this food is very tasty. And then both of them started eating. After some time, both of them ate the food, but Jesus left 2 bread on his plate and said to businessman's wife, Can you pack these 2 bread and give them to me? His wife tied both the bread and gave them to the Jesus. After this, both of them started leaving from there, and before leaving, they met that businessman. The businessman regretted his behavior, and he met both of them. He started apologizing for his kick. Jesus said no problem, and both of them left from there. On the way, the Jesus asked his disciple how he liked the food. The disciple said, Jesus, the food was very tasty. I liked it very much. Jesus asked, Did you like anything other than this? Didn't feel anything else means you didn't understand anything else. disciple know Jesus apart from this. What else could I feel? I felt good after eating delicious food, and my hunger also went away. Jesus said the food was really very tasty, but not the food that was served to us. The same was served to that businessman also. Then why did that businessman not like the food? Hearing this, the disciple started thinking and said to the Jesus, "You are absolutely right, Jesus. I did not even think about it. Please tell me something, Jesus said, that you keep walking with me." While walking, both of them went very far. The disciple said to the Jesus that we are not on the way to our monastery. Where are we going? The Jesus said that you just keep walking. Then, after walking a little further, the poor man came before the Jesus, and he fell at the feet of the Jesus and said, "Help me. I have been hungry for the last 4 days. Give me something to eat." The Jesus made the poor man sit under a tree and take the 2 bread he had packed, gave them to that poor man. As soon as he saw the bread, the poor man quickly took it and started eating. While eating, tears were coming out of his eyes. He was eating while crying, and he was making gestures with his hands as if he were you are saying to some invisible power, "Thank you very much for this bread." After eating the bread, the poor man thanked the Jesus. The Jesus asked the poor man what the taste of the bread was. The poor man said that there is no taste in it. There is life in it. This was not bread, but God himself was life in it. Saying this, the poor man went away from there. The Jesus said to the disciple, "Look, the food was the same, but that businessman did not find any taste in it. I found it delicious, and you also liked the food. And this poor man did not taste the food, but he saw God and God in it." This shows that we all get different satisfaction from the food we eat. Like the first person, i.e., that businessman does not get any satisfaction from it. Second is us, who get little satisfaction. And third is this poor man who gets immense satisfaction. The same thing applies to meditation also. The more hungry a person is for peace of mind, the faster he will progress in the depths of meditation. And this can only be done by a person who knows well the benefits of meditation and who knows what he will get by going into the depths of meditation. Hearing these words of Jesus, the disciple got the answer to his question. The disciple told Jesus, thanked him, and both of them started back towards a monastery. While walking, the Jesus says to the disciple, "But it is not as easy as you are thinking. If you want to remain focused in whatever work you do, then for this you have to understand the mind. It will happen that if you do any work without understanding the mind, then it is possible that you will not be able to concentrate on most of the work and will keep getting worried." After listening to the Jesus, the curiosity of the disciple to understand the mind increased even more, and he said to the Jesus, "Jesus, please tell me in detail about the mind." Then the Jesus starts explaining about the mind in detail. The Jesus says that the mind is so fickle that if it is not controlled, then the person starts feeling restless, and this restlessness disappears from the mind within a moment. This is due to hundreds of questions coming in the mind, and this restlessness continues until the person does not get answers to the questions going on in his mind. This is the reason why we are not able to concentrate on any work. It is very important for the mind to be calm. Disciple says, "Jesus, how can we keep the mind calm?" Jesus says, "For this, you have to understand the mind well. Only then can you keep your mind calm, and when your mind is calm, so this means that it is under your control. Then the disciple says what we have to do to understand the mind. Jesus says, "I will tell you 6 ways to understand the mind." The first way is to listen to those ways very carefully, seeing and understanding the useless greed given by the mind. Actually, when our mind is partial, it gives us many types of greed, and this greed becomes the cause of our problems. But the one who has recognized the greed for the mind understands that he has. Then the disciple asks the Jesus, "Jesus, how will we know that our mind is tempting us and that greed is useless for us?" Jesus says that we come to know about this through our experience, and sometimes one can also be guided by the experience of others. Whatever work a person does due to the greed of the mind, he incurs loss, and only after the loss does he experience the loss. This experience is the first step to understanding the mind. Then the disciple told the Jesus, asked if a person realizes, in the first way, that he is unhappy because of the greed given by his mind, then what is the second way? Jesus says that for the second way, you have to find a person who has already controlled his mind. In fact, only such a person can show you the right path. Disciple says, but how can we recognize such a person? Jesus says, listening. Listening to a person is the third way to understand someone's mind. Disciple says, can't we recognize him by looking at him? Jesus says a person may look very calm and very nice, but what is in his mind can be known only by his words. But sometimes words also deceive. That's why you should not believe anyone's words until they pass the test of your conscience. Now Jesus tells the disciple the fourth way. The Jesus says that the fourth way to understand the mind is to understand the karma itself. To learn, it is necessary to work in the right direction, but while working, a person makes two mistakes every time. The first mistake is not starting any work, and the second mistake is not completing the work after starting it. Behind these two mistakes, it is my feeling that some people are not able to start their work because they think that I will start the work tomorrow, and some think that I will fail. The main reason for these mistakes is lack of awareness. This is the reason why the mind does not allow a person to move forward in the right direction. Jesus says that the fifth way to know and understand the mind is awareness. Hence, it is very important to do every work with awareness. Without awareness, every moment is lived and anything done. Work is like death. The disciple asks the Jesus what he should do to increase his level of awareness. The Jesus says that awareness can be increased only through meditation. Meditation is the last way to know, understand, and control the mind. Meaning meditation is the boat on which one can cross the river of mind. The person who understands the mind in the first 5 ways conquers the mind and has complete control over his mind. Now the disciple can learn from the words of Jesus. Everything was understood, and he thanked Jesus wholeheartedly for the whole day's journey and for giving him so much needed information about meditation and mind. And with this, his journey also ended. Hope you enjoyed this. You must have learned something from the video. How did you like this video? Do tell us by commenting in the comment box, because only when you comment do we come to know that our hard work of making the video has been successful. Share this video with such friends so that they can also learn something from this. To watch such an informative video, subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon so that you can get the notification of the next video. That's all in this video. Till then, stay tuned for the next video. Take care. Thank you.